Hey Capricorn, thanks for checking out your weekly forecast. I know I've been away. I'm sorry I haven't been posting. But I did not want to leave you yet another week without a weekly forecast. I know this post is late, but I wanted to get something out here. Better late than never. We're going to connect and see what messages are coming up here for the Capricorn Collective, Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising. And see what messages are coming in here for the week ahead. Move you all just a little bit closer. First card coming up here for the Capricorn Collective is the Nine of Wands. Okay? Nine of Wands sometimes comes up to tell us, like, not to give up. You might be wondering how much longer for something. Like, how much longer for this to wrap up? Or how much longer for what I'm wanting to come in. And Nine of Wands wants you to know how very close you are to the finish line. If 10 is complete and you're at 9, right? You're here. You're in the last final stretch. You're in the last push. If 10 is the finish line, why go all the way to 9 and then give up at 9? So something here is coming to fruition. Something here is getting wrapped up. Some of you might be worried or concerned about making the right choice or making the right decision. And Nine of Wands comes up to say this is not your first rodeo. All of the disappointments you've had, all of the times you got fooled in the past, all of that gave you experience. All of that made you know what to look out for and made you aware of what red flags look like. And as long as you're staying alert and paying attention to any red flags, you're not going to make the wrong choice. You're not going to make the wrong decision. There's going to be things that look familiar to you, and you're going to say, oh, nope, I've seen this before. No, thank you. Not going to do it. And you're not going to let in the wrong people or the wrong situations because you know better. So Nine of Wands is saying you have experience. You have experience to guide you. So you don't necessarily need to go and ask somebody else, should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? Because you already know. Unfortunately, sometimes when we ask people their opinion, they're going to tell us to do what's going to be beneficial for them, not so much what's going to be beneficial for us. And so Nine of Wands is like, you know enough. You have the experience. You're capable of making good decisions. Trust your experience to guide you. The next card coming up here for the Capricorn Collective is the Seven of Pentacles. You've planted some really great seeds, and you're coming into the season of the harvest. You're coming into the time that you're going to be able to see the fruits of your labor and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Okay? Seven of Pentacles sometimes comes up for me in a reading to say that you have been working something too frantically, and you're being asked to take a step back and allow for the result to come in, right? We can't keep picking at something. Let it come in. Let it do its thing. Let it mature. Let it manifest. Let it reveal itself. But if you keep poking at it and messing with it, it doesn't allow for it to develop. It's kind of like, I'll give you a cooking analogy, and it's different than the one I sometimes say with Seven of Pentacles. This is a different energy, different vibe I'm getting, so it's a different cooking analogy. If you're in the habit of cooking meat, right? Sometimes we say we want the meat to brown, or even with like vegetables or potatoes. Like there's certain things we want it to have a certain brownness. We want it to have like a certain little crust on it. But in order for that to happen, we need to let the pan get hot enough, and we need to let that vegetable or that piece of protein, we need to let it sit there in the pan. If we're constantly checking it, did it get brown yet? And we're flipping it over. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, maybe this spot's not hot enough. Maybe I had to move it here. If you keep moving around that thing, it's never going to brown. It's never going to get the crust on it. It's going to cook, and it'll cook all the way through, but you're not going to get that result. You're not going to get that result of that crispness or that brownness or that crust. You have to let it just sit in its spot and do its thing. And there could be something here that you are poking around at, moving around way too much, and you just need to let it sit and do its thing. I feel for some of you, this is literally about money. Like, I feel like you might have money that you're putting into like an investment or a certain type of account, and you keep checking it and it hasn't accrued enough yet. Oh, you thought it would double by now, it hasn't. So you're taking it out, you're putting it into something else, you're waiting, it's not, oh, this is not giving me the return I want, taking it out, putting it into something else. It's like you need to, let experience and the information that you have guide you into making a decision, but then you need to let it sit there. You need to let it mature. You need to let it develop. And it's not going to mature. It's not going to grow. It's not going to progress if we're constantly poking at it. So Capricorn, there could be, and maybe it could be a relationship. Maybe it's not about money for all of you, but there's something here that you're messing with it too much. Let it do its thing. Let it develop. Let it come into fruition. The next card coming up here for the Capricorn collective is the Star. This could be Aquarius energy. Some of you could be dealing with Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. If you have Aquarius placements, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. The Star card is a major arcana card. So major arcana cards come up when the situations we're dealing with are directly connected to things we came here to experience, directly connected to things we came here to master. And so the Star card tells us we're coming into a time of really happy, wonderful things. The Star card in the tarot follows the Tower. So it inherently has the message of the worst of it is over. The worst of it is behind you. And now you can expect for things to start getting better. Now you can make long-term plans that are actually going to stick and be successful. The Star card also comes in with the message of comfortable retirement. Comfortable retirement. Income coming in from more than one avenue, more than one stream, being seen, being celebrated. A sense of inspiration, a lot of positive energy around this card. So we're coming into a time of happiness, accomplishment, success, inspired energy, maybe even being an inspiration to others, leading, guiding, directing others through our examples. Other people are going to see how far we've come, how much we've accomplished. It's kind of like you're going to be a success story here that's going to be inspirational to other people. Some of you here with the Star card energy. But overall, the Star card is telling us there's not just good times ahead, very good times ahead. And that this is a new way of life. It's a new way of living. It's not just, things are going to be good for a little bit and then everything is going to be chaos and terrible again. Maybe that's been your chaos, or your pattern up until recently. Maybe you've had chaos. Maybe you've had a lot of highs and lows. And the Star card is telling us there's no more of that. We're coming into consistent stability. We're coming into consistent happiness. We're coming into, this is life. The worst of it is over. The worst of it is behind you. The next card coming up here for the Capricorn collective is the Seven of Wands. And Seven of Wands is you have the victory, right? Five of Wands is the struggle, the competition, the fighting, the turmoil. Six of Wands is the victory. And the Seven of Wands is holding on to that victory, right? It's yours to lose, in other words. And in this case, he's gotten away. He's, king of the mountain. He's king of the hill. We have these other people here down below trying to get at him. They can't get at him. The way he's positioned, the way he's angled, they can't reach him. The only way they're going to reach him is if they aggravate him enough to where he walks over to the edge to try to poke back at them or argue with them or shout something down at them. Now he's close enough to reach if he walks over to that edge. So the Seven of Wands is saying don't get pulled into it. Don't get pulled into the nonsense. Don't get pulled into any bickering. You could be dealing with people who are trying to kind of aggravate you or get a reaction out of you. They're just going to pull you down into their negative energy. It's not worth your time. Invest your time and your energy focusing on yourself. You've been working really hard. Maybe you need to take a little bit of a break here. There could be a situation for some of you in a work situation where you've received some kind of special opportunity or special project or special kind of recognition. And now there could be people who are trying to like complain and say, oh, well, you know, Capricorn's terrible. Capricorn's the worst. Capricorn is mean. Capricorn is moody. Capricorn has a bad temper. And they might be saying things or doing things to try to get a reaction out of you so they can say, see, look, I told you Capricorn was mean. I told you Capricorn had a temper. And Spirit is saying, look, you've already proven yourself. You've done a great job. You've done an excellent job. You've planted some wonderful seeds. You're coming into, meeting the finish line here, meeting the goal. The last thing you want to deal with is bickering people who are trying to pull you down into their energy. You've done a good job. Keep doing what you're doing. Focus on you. Don't worry about changing things up. Don't worry about being a maverick. You're doing the right thing. Just keep at it. Keep at it and let it do its thing. And give yourself some rest. Give yourself some time to enjoy the positive things in your life. And don't feel like you have to be constantly, putting effort into something. You've put a lot of effort into it. Let it do its thing. You might want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Some weeks your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign. There is a playlist in the description of the video that will take you to the other videos. If you want to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to my scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care and be well, my darlings. Bye, Capricorn.